Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Uncle Frank, and I am not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, guys, let's do the news. Hashtag AMC and Adam Aaron. AMC significantly narrows losses, post second quarter revenue growth. AMC reported strong results on Monday, narrowing quarterly losses from $32.8 million to just $4.7 million. Well, yeah, guys, consider this. AMC Theaters CEO Adam Aaron's pay falls to $11.3 million in 2024. You see, our top 5 execs are all paid in the top 5 by their industry titles, like there never was a pandemic, like there never was a writer's strike, like Netflix doesn't exist. When you go from paying just one senior executive $11 million down from $24 million, suddenly you're close to a profit. You see how that works? Never forget, Adam doubled his pay plan during the pandemic from $10 million to $20 million. And finally, AMC boss Aaron expounds on plan to cut down pre-show. We can shave 4 or 5 minutes. There's the hourly chart on AMC. I like the hourly because I can see the week's action, starting at a low of 279, a pre-market run to 346 on Monday, and then the bad actors got it under control for the rest of the week, finished at 3 flat, down 4 cents, or 1.32% on Friday. Now, I was just searching for news on Algorand, but I stumbled on this little nugget for you. Algo, AVAX, and 16 others will appear at the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium. The symposium from August 18th to the 21st will feature many major crypto projects and industry leaders. This event raises awareness and might create new business or tech partnerships. Sometimes, news from such events can boost prices, especially if big partnerships are announced. However, without a specific product launch or update, price moves might only be small or short-lived. Still, traders should watch for any large announcements or media attention during the event, as this could temporarily increase interest in the listed coins. Why do you cover this stuff, Uncle Frank? Well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm sick of my subscribers only getting the news after it happens and through the filter of the Wall Street media, which is owned by Wall Street. Let me show you what the previous article failed to mention. Who's going to be there? Who's going to be at the symposium in Jackson Hole? Well, Stuart Alderati from Ripple, Paul Atkins from the SEC, Greg Bell from Hedera HBAR, Michelle Bauman from the Fed Reserve, Danelle Dixon, she's from Stellar. Oh, now you're interested, right? Jenny Johnson from Franklin Templeton. And who's this? Mary Catherine Lader from Uniswap's going to be there. You AMC apes remember her, don't you? That's the daughter of the director of our board at AMC, Philip Lader. You remember they found what? 8 quadrillion AMC tokens over there, right? Now you know why I cover this stuff. You need to know. Okay, so for my subscribers that are smart enough to keep an events calendar, we've got the symposium, August 18th to the 21st. Other people attending you should know about: Tyler Williams, he's from the U.S. Department of the Treasury, and Eric Trump, under the title American Bitcoin. Hey, Jordan Donahue, I hope that settles the argument once and for all. Which tokens the Trump family crypto business is going with, right? Now listen to this. The Franklin Templeton XRP ETF does not yet have a final approval date. The SEC has been reviewing the proposed Franklin XRP ETF and other crypto ETF proposals and has pushed back the decision deadline multiple times. Initial expected deadline was back in May 3rd of 2025. Extended deadline, June 17th. New review deadline after opening proceedings, September 9th, 2025. And then from Ripple Queen, final SEC decision deadlines for spot XRP ETFs in October. The 18th, Grayscale. The 19th, 21 shares. The 20th, Bitwise. The 24th, Canary Capital. And on the 25th, Wisdom Tree, CoinShares, and Rex Osprey. And then in November, 4th to 5th, Ripple Swell of 2025. So we've got something for August, September, October, and November. Hit the like button and share this on your social media platforms. From early Saturday morning, SEC files status report on Ripple XRP appeals pending court decision. Listen to this. The dismissal isn't official until the appellate court signs off. The SEC and Ripple Labs have jointly requested to dismiss their respective appeals in the ongoing legal case concerning XRP. Both parties filed a joint stipulation to dismiss the appeals process, which is now awaiting approval from the Court of Appeals. The SEC has filed a status report with the Court of Appeals informing that the agency and Ripple Labs have submitted a joint stipulation to dismiss their appeals and work towards closing the XRP case, according to an update from defense lawyer James Filan. The filing fulfills a requirement set in July when the parties asked the appellate court to hold proceedings in abeyance while they sought to finalize settlement terms. That request followed a renewed motion in the Southern District of New York proposing to reallocate Ripple's $125 million penalty, with $50 million going to the SEC and $75 million back to Ripple. Judge Annalisa Torres rejected the bid, however. The SEC and Ripple are now awaiting the Court of Appeals approval of their stipulation to formally dismiss the appeals. Once dismissal is granted, the case proceeds to enforcement, obliging Ripple to satisfy the $125 million penalty and comply with the injunction's terms, according to the SEC. That outcome will leave Judge Torres' ruling intact, under which XRP is not deemed a security in secondary trading, but certain institutional sales remain subject to securities laws. This all reminds me of when Brad Garlinghouse said, before the SEC stepped in, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset in the world. Hashtag CoinMarketCal. Have you guys ever seen this site? Pretty interesting resource, I would say. They post what's trending, upcoming halvings, token unlocks, crypto events, and token burns. You could even search for upcoming events on your specific tokens. For example, I put in Ripple XRP, and the Ripple Swell event for 2025 came up for November 4th and 5th. And Archer. Over the past 48 hours, Cathie Wood pours millions into Archer Aviation. Archer ramps up midnight eVTOL aircraft production. Archer unlikely to be stuck at $10 for much longer. And Eureka, Archer Aviation CEO, on bringing flying taxis to the UAE by the end of 2025. I can wait 4 months. Keep shorting it, please. And here's one from last week you may have missed. It's buried, of course. Archer, Oklo, and Plug. Here's the best low-risk, high-reward trade after earnings. Not investment advice or advisor. Archer is the company baby boomers know as the closest thing we've seen to the old animated TV show The Jetsons becoming a reality. Air taxis. The company's losses widened during the quarter. And as for revenue, there is none yet. So this is all about the future and consumer demand for that futuristic transportation method. This chart shows Archer off about 30% and threatening to break support around 950. Moving averages have reversed lower, all the way out to the 150-day in red. This one could be a big winner long term, but story stocks like Archer tend to have their first excitable move before selling off and being forgotten, which is when they are most due for close inspection again. Not a word in here about working with Anduril and Palantir, about being a defense contractor. But let's let that be a surprise for Wall Street. Now you know what to do, what to watch. Key turning points based on that last price of 982 to the downside. First support level, 967. Second, 951. Third, 922. The big catalysts ahead, the first midnight rolling off the assembly line, being in the air on a commercial basis in Abu Dhabi, not a pre-revenue company anymore after that, and then final certification for the midnight from the FAA. Archer anticipates receiving its initial commercial payments for its midnight aircraft from Abu Dhabi Aviation later in 2025. This marks a significant milestone for Archer as it represents their first step towards becoming a revenue-generating company. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.